Welcome to another episode of Echoes from the Realms. I'm your host, Talus, here with my co-host,
David.
And this week we're going to be talking about each of our favorite models from each of the factions.
Also, a little bit of heads up, I did somehow catch COVID over this last weekend, so if my voice sounds a little bit off, that's why. So.
Yeah, it should sound better than last week's recording, though, because I horribly messed up the audio. But everything should be sounding good then. So if you guys could tolerate that, I'm sure you can tolerate David's sickness. Yeah, so first things before we get into the full part of the episode, I did want to say thank you for everybody who watched the first episode. We got like over 600 views and a couple dozen subscribers, so that is awesome. I did not think it was going to do that well. So thank you everybody who watched it, commented, and enjoyed. And yeah, if you liked that video and you gonna like this video, you should definitely go and make sure to subscribe. And yeah, well, let's get right into it then.
And don't forget to also give us feedback in the comments. That generally helps us a lot as well.
Oh, absolutely. I will read every single of the comments. So just put some feedback down there, and I will make sure to take that into account. So yeah, first up on the list here, we got Blades of Khorne. So David, what is your Blades of Khorne pick?
So I chose, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, I believe I am.
Oh yeah, we'll pronounce nothing right this episode, I'm sure.
All right, Karnak, however you pronounce it. It's the three-headed, like flesh hound that is like Khorne's personal hunter or something like that.
Yeah, like
I think it's like the actual physical manifestation of his like vengeance or something like that, like lore-wise.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like that Cerberus vibe. Got the three heads. How big is the model? Is it like quite bigger than the other ones, or about the same size as the other hounds?
Well, compared to the other hound, if I remember correctly, he's not too much bigger, but he is a tiny bit bigger. I think it's the same base size though, if I remember correctly though.
Yeah, I say definitely a solid model. Yeah, because you're just a big fan of the hounds in general, aren't you?
I love the hounds. I just wish they were better.
Yeah, that's fair. I say I haven't seen you run them too much, because, I mean, they have range, don't they? That's about their only, like, main thing, right?
I think, but only, like, the leader, or whatever.
Oh, only the leader? Rip.
Yes, you only get, like, a one shot, I think, if I remember correctly.
That's fair.
That might also just be, like, 40k, but because I haven't run them in Age of Sigmar yet, so that might be something I have to try.
Yeah.
They do not have range in Age of Sigmar.
They don't, okay.
No, but they have anti-wizard.
Yeah, there you go. That's not bad. So, yeah, going into my Blades of Khorne model, I picked the Slaughter Priest. I believe it's like the Slaughter Priest with, like, Hacker Blade or something. The one with the helmet and the mace and sword. I really like that model. Like, it's pretty basic. It's not anything fancy compared to like a lot of other ones, but it's just, I don't know, it's like that Baki, just like big muscular man like gonna just kick your ass. I don't know. I think his model's really cool though. But I would also say, just along those lines, I would have went with Skull Taker as like my realistic favorite model, because I love that model with his freaking cape of skulls of everyone he's defeated. But just because it's a 40k model, I wanted to go and pick something that was more Age of Sigmar specific, so that's why I went ahead and picked the Slaughter Priest, because I do really like that model as well. So going into our next pick here, we're going to go, continuing with Chaos, is the Disciples of Tzeentch. I went ahead and picked the Curseling Eye of Tzeentch. It's a pretty cool model. I again, I wanted to do something that was more Age of Sigmar focused, not 40k, otherwise I probably would have gone with like a Fate Weaver or something. But I do like this model. Because I know he has, like, I remember seeing, I think they changed his name in AOS, but he was back in, like, the old world. You could find him in the Total War games and stuff. But, yeah, he's just a warrior dude with his little twin guy sticking out of his side. Who casts
deformation
spells.
Guy.
Yeah, his deformation. But, I think it's a pretty dope-looking model. I like his, blade style and everything, his armor, and then, yeah, the little guy sticking out. I think he'd be a fun one to paint, because eventually I want to get into Tzeentch. I only have a couple models right now, but yeah, he'll be on the bucket list.
Apparently, they're called Eldritch Tumors. A forbidden knowledge is what they're called.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because they don't really present it like in 40k. They don't really present it at all. But like Thousand Sons are supposed to have like weird manifestations like sticking off of their body and stuff. But none of their models have that.
Awesome. Why AOS is better.
Exactly. You know, we actually have Eldritch Tumors. 40k doesn't, so it's not as good.
Yeah, dude, I love them Eldritch Tumors.
Damn straight.
I went with Ogroid Thaumaturge. I don't know why, but like that, like it's like a weird like Oni mixed with like a Minotaur looking style that just kind of like, I don't know, just makes me like, I love that way that looks, because I'm a big fan of Minotaurs in general. But like I know it's more of a Beast of Chaos thing, but like mixed with the magical like Oni-esque thing to it, kind of gives off that, you know, really cool vibe that I like. Not to mention like the staff on the model that he wields is pretty fucking badass too.
Yeah, the big like ram horn staff. Because I actually just recently got this model. I haven't gone through painting it yet, but because I have some of the other Ogroids from the Slaves to Darkness set I bought, and I said they're all pretty dope models. But the Thaumaturge one here is really cool, because I do see what you mean. It definitely does give that kind of Oni vibe, especially with that like blue color he's got going on.
Yeah.
For sure.
And just looking at some of this art that I'm seeing, just they're huge compared to like other guys, you know, around them.
Yeah, because they're like I think the lore states that they used to be like ogres, like part of the ogre tribes and stuff, and even then I think they were like even bigger ogres. So yeah, they are massive. All right, and then going into my personal least favorite Chaos faction is going to both of us. We're pretty on the same wavelength. We both really like Khorne and Nurgle. I like Tzeentch a lot also, but Khorne is just so cool. Anyways, we're going into Slaanesh. Like I said, my least favorite army for Chaos, so I had a little bit of a troubled time trying to decide which model I liked the most. But then it came to me. I did remember about the Bliss Barb Seekers. I love these guys because they're just dopey, long-tongued dudes. They have like these big bulbous eyes. They're like seahorses, I guess.
Yeah, their mounts are so funny.
Yeah, they do give you that seahorse vibe. But I mean, yeah, exactly. They're hilarious. I love the way they look. Because there are the bobbed. I know the bobbed one is like the AOS specific one that has like the little fins too. And honestly, the guys riding them is kind of cool. They have like a Spartan-esque helmet kind of deal with the big plume and shit.
All right, going on to Sinessa, my model choice. I have never touched Slaanesh in general, so just looking at the models, I was like, whatever this is, it looks badass, and I like the wings that like are almost like decorative on it too. And I like the headdress on it too. I don't even know what it is. Like it looks like an off demon. Like I just couldn't tell you. I don't know anything lore wise about it. Do you know anything lore-wise about it?
Honestly, no. That's something I need to dip into. Is more of the Slaanesh lore. So I'm very unfamiliar with. Honestly, Chaos lore in general, but especially when it comes to Slaanesh. Like this model, I fully understand the appeal. Not for me. I'm not like huge on the style. I mean, it kind of You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Xerxes from 300, like, like not wearing any clothes and just having a whole bunch of gold ornaments and stuff all over its body. Like that's the robes, the purple, and that's the vibe it's giving me. But
I just like the way it looks, though.
Oh, for sure.
Reminds me of like a nobility or like high-ranking officials of some sort.
Yeah, so going into probably my second favorite Chaos faction is going to be Nurgle. I'll let you start off with this one. What's your Nurgle choice?
My Nurgle is Epidemius. I know he's technically in 40k as well. So I just love the way his model looks. I actually have a metal version of his model on my desk right next to me.
Oh, nice.
His flag is kind of messed up, but I'll have to fix that later.
Hmm.
But essentially, if I remember correctly, he is he does paperwork a lot. Obviously, he's like
Yeah.
cataloging the diseases he finds and sees. That
The Tallyman.
Yeah, the Tallyman is actually the Tallyman of Nurgle. That's his name.
Yeah.
Um, and he catalogs his diseases. Obviously, there's a shit ton of them. So, but I just there's a lot of detail to him, so I guess that can be like a big turnoff to some people. But
Hmm.
I love that stuff. I love when there's a ton of detail, and you can make it like look different, and you can make it look completely different than anybody else just because there's so much detail to it.
Yeah, and that's the old model, right? Like it's a pretty old model. You said it was metal,
Oh, it's
yeah.
an old model. Like I said, mine has a square base.
Oh wow.
Actually, we need to start looking at getting a different base for him, but I honestly don't care. I love it. I love the square base.
Yeah, I say scroll bases are pretty cool. Yeah, I say definitely a pretty good model because I think they just released him in the new Total War DLC like not long ago as a playable hero.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that. I'll have to go and look at that.
Yeah, so my Nuggle, I went with the Glotkin, I think it is.
You
His
went
name.
with Glotkin. They're
Yeah,
pretty fucking
Glotkin.
cool.
Dude, they are so fucking cool. I mean, I don't like just looking at it, it's like an assault to my eyes. It's just there's so much like stuff going on and then just there's just pus and holes and this all kind it's definitely a gross looking model, but it is so cool. I love the two guys standing on top and like the wizards, and one of the guys has like skulls, like I think it's coming out of his arm. Like there is a lot with this model. This is definitely one of those ones that like I would sit down and I'm gonna be painting over a couple of weeks just for one model. Like this is a lot of detail and a lot of. Especially like in his like little hand thing there with all the different teeth and flesh bits and the tongue and it's cool. This is the embodiment of Nurgle right here. This is what I think of when I think about
Oh,
Nurgle.
100%. Just like look at his arm, it's just like a diseased ridden like a tentacle almost.
Yeah,
And if I
yeah,
remember I think a little bit lore wise, I think he die and then like come back. Anyways, that's more lore that we'll get into later.
fair. La lore. I said that's why we need to get on reading a book, because a little bit of a segue here, real fast before getting into the next faction. I do want to mention that we are going to end up doing a book club. So yeah, we're not sure 100% yet, but I do want to say that we are going to be starting a book club. Technically, it's going to be a drunk book club. So when we're going to go through, read an entire book, or listen to it through Audible, whatever, and then we are going to get drunk and then make a video pretty much dedicating to what our thoughts are on the book and what we like about it, while being very incoherent and trying to remember what happened through our notes. I don't know when yet, but I do know that we are going to do the Gloomspite Gitz book first, Bad Moon Rising, I believe it is. So if you want to join along with that for a future video, you could go ahead and get started on reading that. What do we have next, David?
What do we have next? Mine, I chose Screech Vermin King.
Yes.
No, I just love Screech. He looks so cool. I love the way number one. You look at his horns; it's just badass.
Oh yeah.
He's like got like 6 horns going on, or you know, and they're all twisty and turny. I love the way that looks. And then his big ass spear, double-sided spear, is just he's putting in work with that. Yeah, he's got like the twin tails and they have like spikes on it. I just love the way that looks in his hair with the little I don't know if you noticed the little skull like stuff at the end, like the little skulls at the end.
Oh yeah, he's got skulls to like hold in his braids.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I didn't
As
notice
dumb as
that.
it sounds, that was like the number one thing I first noticed on it. I'm like, that's just cool to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's just what popped out to me first.
Yeah, this is a really dope model. Like, aside from the one that I chose, like I was kind of debating between that one or this one. Like, they're both very similar models, but they are dope. So, mine, I went ahead and Vizric.
Vizic.
Yeah, Vizic.
Scour.
Thank you. Vizic Scour, Prophet of the Horned Rat. Super cool model. I know, like, this one like just came out with the new edition, didn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, he's basically like, I mean, he's top dog of the Skaven. He's like Primarch level. He's like Scarbrand. He's that big centerpiece model. He is so cool. He's got tons of detail on him. This is one of those models that I'm going to I'll buy and then I'm going to look at in the corner and just like sweat every time I think about painting him because it's too much. Like it's so much.
Like,
I want it to be perfect, but I will never get it perfect.
Gonna put him in the corner and then he's gonna sit on the chair, and watch it.
Yeah, he'll be like my lion model who I've had for 4 months prime sitting in the same spot next to my painting desk who I just won't touch.
That's me with well, funnily enough, it's my next pick for the next faction. So going to the next one, we're doing Slaves of Darkness. I'll start off here. I choose Be'lakor. Because what's not to love about Be'lakor? He's the same way for me that that model is for him with not wanting to paint. I don't want to fuck up Be'lakor. He's just the guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is such a cool model, man.
Unfortunately for AOS, you can't run him for your different demon factions unless you're playing, your Slaves of Darkness. But in AOS or in 40k, you can play him obviously because there's only one demon list. But just everything about Be'lakor.
Yeah, I mean, I love Be'lakor. I love the way he looks. I love his story about trying to be, being the first demon prince and now trying to like ascend to godhood and stuff. Like he is just
over and over again.
Oh yeah, he is such a cool model with a great story, and I just love looking at him. He is so cool.
You can definitely tell like from the model, like it kind of shows off the lore a bit with how tattered his wings are with the amount of stuff he's gone through.
Yeah.
I love his sword. Just the flames coming off his sword just is really cool to me.
Yeah.
I just know that the little chains and the skulls on his wings are going to be a pain to deal with. At least to me for painting. Maybe that's different for you. I'm not the best painter, so.
Fair. I've had enough practice that I wouldn't be too worried about that part specifically.
I'd just be worried about breaking them.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's valid. I say breaking them is a very realistic outcome.
That's just my number one problem.
Yeah.
Like I put them on, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's just not touch them.
Yeah. Let's just never touch them again, so they just remain perfect.
I'm just in love with his lore, and like obviously his model is just huge and just badass. So that's my number one reason why. Honestly, is stemming from lore. But I had a second guy that I also thought was cool because of that reason, just the lore reason, was the Soul Grinder.
The Soul Grinder.
And I love the way the Soul Grinder looks. There's just a lot going on. It's big almost crab. Big crab. Big crab. Big crab with broken sword.
Yeah.
And big ass crab pincer.
Yeah, unfortunately for AOS, he has been moved into Legends, so that is a tragic thing that I've learned about recently. And I think I think he's been in Legends for a minute, but either way, it does suck because I mean it is a cool model, I I mean, he's probably not the best model from what I've heard, but I mean, he can certainly be good in situations. I don't know. It depends. Everyone's different, you know.
I don't know. I've loved how he's worked. Maybe that's just me though.
Yeah, I mean, you've ran him well. Anytime I've gone against you, he has definitely succeeded. Yeah. So for Chaos, Slaves to Darkness, I had a lot of like different decisions that I was having a hard time deciding on, because there's a lot of really cool models in Slaves to Darkness that I really like. I did go ahead and pick something a little bit different and chose the Chaos Lord on what is this thing? Karkadrak. Dude, I love this guy's mount. Like the Karkadrak is so cool. It's just a 4-legged lizard dragon dog thing, and I love the way this thing looks. I don't know, maybe it just reminds me of like dinosaurs and stuff. I guess I just love drake hounds like that. They are so cool. The guy on top's pretty cool too.
It's just the Kikadrak or the Karkadrak that you like a lot.
Dude, I love the Karkadrak. That is the main thing that pulls me to this model. Like the guy on top, like yeah, like the guy is cool too. I don't like the face that I have in this image here. I could probably just put a helmet on him, because I actually do really like.
They do have the helmeted version.
Yeah, I do really like Chaos knights, like they're just normal outfits, normal armor. But like the mount, man, I love this mount.
You're just like, man, I know there's a Chaos Lord, but like the Karkadrak is just the best one.
Dude, it's cool.
Like, you have to have the mount to make it cool.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Not that he's not cool as is, but in my opinion, I agree.
Yeah.
It's the mount that really pulls it together.
Yeah, like Slaves to Darkness has a lot of really cool mounts. I mean, just like Archeon, you know, has got all the different Chaos heads on it. Now that is a really cool model. I could see people, you know, understanding why people would say that would be their favorite model. You know, big dragon TMI, Archeon's on top, looking all cool and stuff. But like, to me, it pales in comparison to the Karkadrak.
It's the fucking mount, nothing else.
Yeah. Alright, now we're going to be moving on to our final Chaos army, which is also not going to be a Chaos army for very much longer, in like 4 months, but it still exists now, and I still think they're cool, and I am holding out for them to refresh the range and wisen up. But that is, of course, the Beasts of Chaos. So yeah, I looked through their models, and definitely pretty much everything is like just older than dirt. Like, they haven't, no, I mean, granted, they're getting rid of the range for a reason, but yeah, no, none of these models are updated. They're all just old as dirt. But I did go and choose the Sigmar, because the Sigmar is so cool. I mean, it's like what you were saying with Minotaurs. Like, he is just a massive, giant-sized Minotaur carrying a big rock that he chucks at people. Like, he is a cool freaking model.
I just love the runes. Like, the runes are the number one thing that pops out to me.
Yeah. That's a good point. I do love all the runes like that. Because, like, with my Space Wolves, like, I love doing that effect with the runes where you go and paint around them to kind of give it that, like, nice glow, and does give you a very nomadic vibe to it.
Also, just Beasts of Chaos in general just remind me of, like, mythology, like Greek mythology and that kind of stuff, and I just love that, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fairly certain, though, they do come from, like, the Sigmar is just a malformed version of, like, another just normal Minotaur, essentially, if I remember correctly.
That would make a lot of sense. I mean, that's generally most things when it comes to Chaos. It's just malformed versions of others, so that probably is what the Sigmar is.
But it's also funny, though, because I think the Minotaurs in general are also just Chaos. So
yeah, because like with the newest regiment of renown with the Ogroids or whatever, the Minotaur guys, like your Thaumaturgy, they specify in the lore there that they used to be like their own faction until they eventually, you know, fell to Chaos. But some bands of the Ogroids still resist Chaos and don't fight against them, and that's what that regiment of renown is.
Mm-hmm.
So not all of them worship Chaos still, but most of them do, definitely, for sure.
I have chosen the Chimera. I just love the Chimera in general. It's another mythology thing.
the
Um,
mythology.
it's just got, except in this, it's got a tail of a snake or a dragon of some sort, seeming. Um, and I just love the looks of it. It's like all night sky looking in the picture I have up. But I just love the way it looks because, they're just going back to the Greek mythology and real life lore just thrown into the game. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, his wings kind of make me uncomfortable though. They're like weird and like I don't know, man. They have like a weird texture to them that I feel like if I touch that, it'd freak me out. But that's just me. I'm sure. So now that we've finished up with Chaos, which personally, Chaos is my least favorite of the alliances. I like Chaos. Don't get me wrong. Khorne's cool, but honestly, I like
you
every
only
other
got like
alliance
the one
more.
or two factions that I actually like.
Yeah.
So the rest are kind of mid.
So yeah, well done with Chaos. So we're gonna jump into one of my probably my favorite, if not my second favorite alliance, which is Death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Who'd you choose?
I will start off with the Flesh Eater Courts. And I will say to kind of like bounce off here because you picked what's his name?
Usharon.
Usharon, yeah.
Big Oosh.
Yeah, Big Oosh. Yeah, so you picked Usharon, and that's one of the coolest models in all of AOS, honestly. Like that,
100%.
like for sure. Like I would have chose Usharon if I didn't think you were going to choose him already, and I had another model lined up that I really like, because, he's the coolest freaking model. I mean, the Flesh Eater Courts in general have just amazing lore.
I guess we'll just start with mine. Is Usharon, by the way.
Yeah. That's what I was getting at. But yeah, I love the Flesh Eater Courts, man. I mean, the knights who are cursed and think that their heroes are adorning themselves with great trophies when they're actually just twisted vampire freaks.
Oh yeah,
his mace, that thing's dope. I mean, what is it? A rib cage with skulls and like pelvis bones and embedded into it.
I that is something I do like. I also like his crown. Like, it's not even a crown; it's just part of his head. But like, just reminds me of that, almost.
Oh yeah, just like grown out of his head, like his yeah.
I guess they're horns technically, but.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were going with it, but I thought that was cool.
Definitely the horns that making it look like a crown for sure. Yes, he is the king.
He is the king, so that would make sense. I love how they still wear armor too. Like there's still like armor, like you get their shoulder armor with like a little bit of chain coming off the bottom.
Yeah, I like how when you look into the cape, they're not just skulls, but there's also like human
heads.
Flesh heads still embedded into it.
I wonder what that would smell like.
Pleasant, I'm sure.
Yeah, like, I'm sure. Rot smells great.
Yeah, like this model represents everything that is the Flesh Eater Courts. Like the Flesh Eater Courts, this is their whole thing, and it is just done so well. Because that is one of the, it's one of the new factions that came when AOS came out and wasn't like a reboot from the old world. The Flesh Eater Courts were now they had ghouls and stuff in it that they have some of the models in AOS still, but like the main concept of the Flesh Eater Courts is pretty new.
And just the lore behind it is something I need to look into more, but I like the basic lore that I know. It just seems like a really cool thing as well to look into. And here's also the thing, I could have chosen Nagash for any of these, but like I didn't count him.
Yeah, I didn't choose him either. Like Nagash, like, just to mention him, I mean, he's Nagash, he's a god, he's an 800 point massive, just one of the coolest models ever. But it's because you could put him in any of the factions, it just felt wrong to take over the spotlight from one of the other factions by putting him as your model choice.
Yeah, I'll just put him in as like an honorable mention.
Yeah, pretty much, because he definitely deserves it.
Oh yeah. So what did you choose then?
Yeah, so what I ended up choosing was quite different. His name is here, the Abhorrent Cardinal. So maybe I just like him because I like the band Ghost, and my favorite Papa is the Cardinal, and he wears like the red Cardinal outfit, and this gives me that kind of vibe, and I don't know, Cardinal outfits are pretty dope, and then also, I mean, look at this dude's staff. You know, like we were talking about the mace from the other guy. This guy's staff still has like the still beating heart of the man inside inside of his ribs there. And it looks like that was another Flesh Eater Court person, because they definitely have the fangs sticking out of the skull on the staff he's got, I guess. Yeah, no, this guy's super cool. I love it. Oh, wait, I just noticed.
I also love the attention to detail. All the bones have the marrow out of it, too, so they're just hollow.
Yeah, and if you look down, I think on his Cardinal uniform near his right foot there, it turns into, like, 2 fingers.
So on his... Oh, those are fingers.
Yeah, so that...
I thought those intestines.
Yeah, it's something. So this is most definitely his entire Cardinal outfit is just the flesh of another Flesh Eater, I think.
I think that's probably just what it is.
Yeah, he's a really cool model regardless. Like the Flesh Eater Courts have really dope ones. I love this one. And going into our next faction, Nighthaunt. I love Nighthaunt, man. I love like every single one of their models. This was a really hard choice for me.
I chose the if I pronounce it right, the Allrock the Jenner, because pirate and a whole pirate ship, I thought was cool.
Is it the? It's the Karen, right? The guy who's goes Greek mythology, the boat. What do you die?
I would assume so. Yeah, I just like the model. It just reminded me of like a. It reminded me of like a pirate. So, and I'm like, because there's a ship, obviously. No, dude's holding the big ass oar.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like when you die in Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
This is the guy you see when you die in Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, this is the guy.
Yeah. And then he hits you with the oar. You know.
Yeah, good times. Yeah, no, but no, I mean, yeah, he's once again. I also like this model because it's like Greek mythology with Karen. You know, when you die, the ferryman who takes you to the underworld.
Yeah, I just like the pirate theme. I'm just a big pirate guy though.
They literally have a pirate like vampire faction in AOS still that has been mentioned. So I just maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Oh, you said it in AOS?
Yeah, in AOS. Like I think they still have one that exists. It's been mentioned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I chose the Glaive Wraith Stalkers. I love like these models here. I really like them because they remind me of. Do you know of the? I believe is the like Mary Luvid or something. The Mavi Luvid, which is a Welsh tradition where you adorn someone with like a horse skull.
Oh yeah, that's like their Halloween thing. But it's not Halloween.
Yeah, it has. I think it has something to do with like Mary, like the for like the Holy Mary.
Oh really?
Yeah. I don't know specifically all the info on that, but yeah, no, old Welsh tradition. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and like I said, you know, it's kind of creepy because it's not meant to be in a creepy context, but like it's like someone like with a sheet on with a big horse skeleton head sticking out. Like that scared the crap out of me if I saw it.
that is terrifying. I just looked it up.
Yeah,
because I've heard of it before in passing.
Yeah,
from another podcast I listened to, but like. What else do they do with it though? Like besides just that, do they like ask for something or like?
I just remember that being like a part of the festival, like people running around with like that on as a part of the festival. I don't remember specifics though.
That sounds interesting.
But yeah, no, these models are like, especially with that being a Welsh tradition and GW being British, like 100%. That's what this inspiration is based on. Is that so immediately when I saw these models, I was like, yeah, these are my favorite ones. These are really cool. I love all Nighthaunt models, like the Knight of Shrouds. I also put on here. Just because he's also just a really cool model. Really reminds me of the Lord of the Rings. The ghosts of the mountain whose name leaves my mind right now, but they give me that kind of vibe.
For sure. And I love how the one guy in this picture that I'm looking at has like the drum he's hitting.
Yeah. He's got the drum there for the glaive stalkers.
Yeah. I just love it when units have instruments because it just adds more. And obviously there's a use to it in AOS too, but like I just love instruments. I play the tuba myself, so I just love that. Just seeing that in different units. So
Yeah, especially because it's such a historical thing, to have those musical instrument players on the battlefield and stuff, or like marching with the armies.
yeah, like helps with morale and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I do love seeing. I love that AOS has a mechanic for that to like actually give you a bonus when your unit has a musician in it.
I also noticed the front one has like a crow, like a little skeletal crow
Oh
guy.
yeah, he's got a crow guy. Yeah, and it also only the head is missing feathers. By the
Yeah,
looks of
everything
it.
else is fine.
Yeah, love that. So yeah, going to the Ossiarch Bonereapers. I don't like this faction.
You know?
No, I don't like anything about them really. I think they look kind of dumb. Like a couple of their models look okay, but I don't like the exoskeleton thing to them. Like honestly, if they do
Look to him.
yeah, because like I like ones that are like actual skeletons, not just we are covered in bones in a non like coherent way. Like it doesn't look like a bone creature. It is very obviously an exoskeleton, which like
Am I stupid for thinking that they're like almost like Egyptian almost? But for the Bone Reapers, I actually chose Gothazar Harvester, the Gothazar Harvester, which is basically like a huge like it looks like it's a beast that you would throw at like a castle wall and it would just make it crumble with this like what was this Morning Star or like mace handle like hands. Just a big giant bowl of spikes on it, just gonna take a gate down.
yeah, for
Also
sure.
the colors for the flags and stuff, like give me that like Egyptian, like Northeast African kind of vibe.
Yeah, I
Maybe
was
that's
just checking and I was seeing what other people's opinion are, and it seems like one of the big influences probably like going to be that Egyptian kind of stuff. Because I mean, I'd see the Ossiarch Bonereapers as kind of like what they did to replace the Tomb Kings in the old world. Which is why I have a hard time liking them, just because I love the Tomb King. So then having these guys as the replacement is like kind of annoying. But I mean, I understand the appeal, and I think you're 100% right on that Egyptian thing, because you would talk about that big leader guy who's like not wearing any armor, who's standing on his throne thing, right?
Well, that wasn't the guy I was talking about, but I honestly think that model's ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
The Catacross or whatever how you pronounce that.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even close to being in my running. That model looks ugly. I'm sorry.
No, 100%. I agree. I do not like him.
He looks so gross.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Anytime I see a Ossiarch Bonereapers model, ew, that looks gross. I don't want to touch that.
That's why I was like, I have two to choose from, and those are the only two I'm really choosing.
Yeah.
So a big beast looking guy.
Yeah.
Bizarre Harvester. That's what I went with.
Mine's pretty similar. Honestly, it's the Morgheist Harbinger. He's pretty cool, because he's just like a big bone gargoyle dude, with some like spirits coming out of his body and stuff. So like that, I think is like one of the cooler models for the Ossiarch Bonereapers, but I'm still not a huge fan.
I don't know, he looks gross. Like I really don't like that model either.
Yeah, I say like I'm not a huge fan of it, but out of all of them, I like that one the most, honestly.
Like most of these models are not good looking, in my opinion.
No, yeah.
They give off Necron vibes, and that's gross. That's icky.
Well, I like Necron, so I don't like these guys.
They're the same. What do you mean they're the same?
Yeah, you're right.
Except these are better.
True.
Still.
So going into the absolute best faction is the Soulblight Gravelords. Love this faction. It's 4 factions in one, but it's awesome.
Exactly.
And I honestly did not pick a normal what you would think of model as my favorite.
What you choose?
Now I will say I picked the Deadwalker zombies because, like I said, they're not the big, extravagant, awesome leaders or the vampire lords or any of that. But I love the basic Deadwalker zombies because they are all... I mean, there's 20 models, I believe. And each and every one of them is, like, completely unique from each other. Like, they are not, like as something that is going to be a horde army, having that much variety and having them be all sculpted and detailed so well themselves is just... I love the way the Deadwalker zombies look as a whole. They are the perfect example of zombie to me.
Oh, 100%. And you can see the different ways they died too. Like that just like brings it up, and they're just immediately risen back up from how they died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like one guy's like a soldier with a bunch of weapons in his back. One guy has all his guts spilling out, or just...
I just has a pitchfork.
Yeah, so just... Well, this one has like shackles on her arms and stuff. Like, yeah, they're all just super cool models.
Oh yeah, and just like each model itself is pretty basic, but then obviously since there's 20 of these motherfuckers, there's just adds in a lot of variety that I'd love to see.
Mm-hmm.
I just chose Radakar.
Which Radakar? The Beast or Form?
Any of them. I couldn't choose.
Yeah, just chose. Just between both of them. They're both really cool. I love Radakar as well. Because what is he like? Like a. I think he reminds me of like Kislev, like that kind of snowy, Slavic inspiration.
I was definitely thinking like Russian or Slavic-esque look to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the wolf cape, is just the big one. So for example, Radakar the wolf, I love it's like a full wolf as like the cape.
Yeah, it's not like a part of it. It's like, yeah, let me adorn myself with that whole ass thing. Like,
it's just a body.
Yeah. Like, that man killed that 10 minutes ago and draped it over his shoulder. Like,
he was like, it's a little cold outside.
Yeah.
And the other model, Radakar, the Beast. I just love the little minions with him too, like the little guys that are with him.
Yeah. Like feeding one from a blood chalice.
Oh yeah, with like the slop coming off his arm.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't even know if it's blood. It looks like slop. Straight up slop coming off his arm.
Just slop, yeah. Yeah, I did have like a second one that I also really enjoyed. Like, that wasn't just the basic zombie infantry, and that was I think it might be Kato. But the Hollowed King, essentially that vampire model, the one with his double-handed greatsword on his back and whatnot. He has a 3-book series out right now that I plan on listening to soon. Maybe a book club about it. Who knows? But yeah, no, I think he's a pretty cool model when it comes to the vampires.
I'm just a big fan of Big Sword. You know what I mean?
Big Sword.
Got a big sword on his back. Big fan.
Big fan.
Immediately.
Big Sword. Big fan. Jumping into the destruction side of things, I'll start off here with the Dankhold Trogboss.
Gloomspite Gitz.
Yes, indeed. Big fan of Trogs, trolls. It's anything that's... I like big things. I like big dumb things. I'm a big dumb man. I like big dumb things. I feel a kinship with them.
Oh, 100%.
I specifically like this model here that I have, the one where he's got, because it's like 2 different Dankhold Trog bosses. I like the one with the stalactites because he's holding a big centipede thing he just killed.
In the one hand, yeah.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, he's looking at a spider that's like hanging down in front of his head.
It's like gives me big like cave vibes, obviously, because the the stalactite and the fucking centipede, and you get all that like mushrooms and like other shit growing off of it.
Yeah, and it really puts like into perspective how like old this guy probably is. Because like, do you have any idea how long it takes for a stalactite to form?
Also, I just now noticed. Look at his ears, dude. I
Oh,
love those ears.
Yeah, his big elephant ears.
Yeah, his big elephant ears.
Yeah, he's almost got a big elephant nose.
Oh, he definitely has a big elephant nose. I just chose Trug for my guy, which is essentially the same thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean big Chargoth, yeah.
Yeah. So Trug, obviously being the Troggoth king, essentially the same things as the other one, except this guy has like cave writing on his body, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, and he's bigger.
And yeah, way bigger.
Yeah, and he's got a big crown, I guess. I mean, it just looks like
And
a whole
huge
altar on
horns
his
as
head.
well.
Yeah, holding up that altar thing.
Yeah, he has an actual just altar on his head or his
Yeah.
back.
I do love that he does just have like caveman
That's how old he is. He's
Drawings
just like, running
on
into
it.
the wall of the cave. Does I don't know anything about the model itself in the game. Does the little altar thing on his back, like, does that work?
yeah, that's like an active thing, a part of his abilities.
Well, that's really cool, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why he's got that nice little like glow up top in the paint job.
Gotcha.
What is that dude on his shoulder? Do you see that little guy?
Oh my god.
What?
Is that like a little goblin?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Is that his baby? Is that his mini me?
I don't know, dude.
All right.
That's fucking funny.
Ogor Mawtribes. Yeah. Every single one of these models is old as dirt. There's not, surprisingly, this one didn't go to Legends, but also thankfully because they are a very cool faction, and that would upset me. I went with the Yetis though. I love the Icefell Yetis. I just love Yetis. They're just like the same thing with like trolls or giants or whatnot. Like anything that if it's just like unnormally just like giant, I just have an affinity for it. And the Yetis fall into that category perfectly, you know.
Oh yeah, and I like that their weapons are like also ice.
Oh yeah, they're not like actual like stone tools or anything. They are just proper like this is ice attached to a stick, and it's I love that.
Oh, that'd be really easy to fix and like shape too.
Yeah.
Because you can just put like a stick and like a thing of ice and just break it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
super
they're
cool.
just genuinely just like branches they found.
Yeah,
like, you can see like sticks still coming off them.
Yeah, I think the new Ogre Codex is coming out in a few months, and I hope they get a refresh of some of these models, and I really hope the Yetis are one of them. I doubt it, but because I have a lot of other ones, but I would be happy.
I chose the man-eaters for my models. They really threw off that like almost like a again with the pirate vibe or like Viking-esque seeming. Because of like the armor they're using and like the treasure chests or whatever on the guys. And I'm just a big fan of pirates, so
Yeah, they kind of remind me of like what is it? Eastern pirates, you know, like not as much as, you know, Western pirates, like very much like the beginning of Pirates of the Caribbean 3, I believe it is, when they're fighting Eastern pirates and stuff. That's the vibe they give me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I was thinking more of like Norse Raider vibe or like piracy.
Oh, they could. I think if you look at a lot of the Ogre Mawtribes models, there's a lot of like Mongolian influence for a lot of them.
I guess it could just be northern in general, you know.
Yeah.
Either way, I think they're all cool
Yeah.
in general. Like I'm a big fan of like almost like like pillaging and like raider esque like aesthetic to them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like
fair.
barbarian, I guess, vibes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kruleboyz.
All right, yeah, Kruleboyz. I picked the Killer Boss with Stab Grot. I love the Killer Boss. They're one of those more basic models, but I love his little Stab Grot guy that comes with them. And I have Kruleboyz was the first army I ever had. for AOS, and being orcs and stuff, I love them. I really loved painting this guy. I'm very happy how I painted this guy. He's stepping on that little Stormcast there. Yeah, he's just a dope model that represents Kruleboyz well.
I chose the swamp boss on the Scumdrek. So kind of hopping back to on that one mount. I just like the mount.
Yeah.
I just love the mount. It's just like a lizard, like gross lizard thing. And I love the tail too on it as well.
Yeah, I was looking at that like tail with its like spikes on it and stuff. Yeah, and I love how he's got like the cage hanging off the sides, and yeah, because he's also like beast hunter trapper guy. And yeah, that mount's so cool. It kind of gives me almost like something I'd see in Star Wars. Star Wars. It feels very alien. Ironjawz. So we both had wanted to pick the same thing on this one, but I beat you to it. And that is Zogrot Anvil Smasher. Love this guy. I'm pretty sure he's a pretty new model, and I've done some forging and stuff for fun in the past. I love it. It's I love forged in fire. I love this guy. I love the heat. Like in the official GW paint job, I love the way they painted the sword that he's hammering out. How it still has the different like levels of heat. Like he just took it out of the iron, or out of the forge. And he's got his chainmail and his armor, his apron. He's got a metal jaw. Then it comes with the anvil squig too. Like I love everything about this guy.
Yeah, my number one reason why I want to choose that is just because of the little fella, little anvil guy.
Little anvil guy.
I just loved it. I just thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Well, instead of that, I chose the Mega Boss. And I really like the other version of the Mega Boss that's on the Maw Crusher.
Oh,
but that's just because of the Maw Crusher. But I actually genuinely really like, if you were to just get the Mega Boss, the huge skull on his shoulder, it's just badass.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing looks cool. It really ties them all together to add something special to it, so it's not just another big orc.
But yeah, I'm also a big fan of the Maw Crusher too, but I had to choose that over the normal Mega Boss because just what they did to make it look different.
Yeah, and if you notice, the Mega Boss also has a bloodletter skull in his left armor piece.
Yeah.
He's just a cool model. I love a lot of the Ironjawz models. They're really cool. So going into another faction that is going to be going into Legends here soon, which devastated me when I had this news, is the Bonesplitterz, the Savage Orcs. Love these guys. These were like the first faction I was planning on getting to till I found out they were getting the boot, and it made me very sad. I love Warzog. Warzog, he's my pick. He's my model. The Great Green Prophet. I played him as probably... this might have been my first campaign in Total War. Warhammer 1 was playing as Warzog. I have this man... This goofy dude with his mask, his freaking Crash Bandicoot mask is just... He's got a special place in my heart,
Yeah, he's like a little tiki guy.
Yeah.
You got the little fella at his feet. Is that like obsidian? Like obsidian knife too?
I think so. Well, it might be stone. It could be stone. Obsidian's more like the Seraphon, so.
Yeah. They're essentially like tribalistic looking.
Oh yeah, no, they
in general, like all the models.
Yeah. Yeah, Bonesplitterz are like all fully tribal. They are savage. I mean, they are barbarians.
The savage, yeah, is in the name of majority.
Yeah.
Thing. So, yeah, I chose the big stabber.
The big stabber.
Just two orcs holding a huge spear. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that is my like other favorite model. And its ability too is hilarious because whenever they die, they then just chuck the spear at the enemy to do a bunch of damage.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah. It's a one-shot on death ability. Yeah, they just chuck the whole thing. I love this. This is orc right here. This is the epitome of like an orc thing. It's like we gotta make a spear that's so big we need two of us to carry it.
Yeah, that just works out.
Yeah.
That's just I could see that happen in real life too. You know?
It's true. Yeah, so going into the Sons of Behemat. Not many options. Not many options at all. But some good options. Those Mega Gargants are huge, and they have so much detail in them. I went with the War Stomper. They all have a lot of things I really like, but I really like the War Stomper. I like his horn that's like coming out of his head. And these could be like super customized too. That's like these are one of the It's probably like the most customizable model, honestly, with all of their little bits and how many different Mega Gargants it makes. I mean, it's like 6 of them.
Oh yeah, you have so many options too. So, um, so you chose the War Stomper.
Yeah.
He's definitely really cool.
I kind of hate King Broad.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan.
I actually really don't like the. I like his. The only thing I like about him is his weapon.
Yeah, his weapon, but like his model itself, I really don't like him.
Yeah. But I guess you could just like mix match,
Yeah.
Just choose any other, and I chose the Kraken Eater one.
Mm-hmm.
But to be completely honest, like if I'm fine. I was torn between that and then just the normal Man Crusher Gargant.
Mm-hmm.
Just the basic,
Yeah, I mean the basic's really cool too. I'm a big fan.
I don't. Are they the same size? I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, Mega Gargants are just cool.
Yeah, Mega Gargants are huge. They're like twice the size.
Yeah, but something about the normal, Man Crusher Gargant are just really cool too.
Oh yeah, just that basic hill giant. Yeah, our last alliance is going to be Cities of Sigmar. The god equivalent of 40k is what they are. What did you choose for Cities of Sigmar there, Dave?
I chose Talia Vedra, Linus of the Parch.
Yeah, she's the one on the Manicore, right?
Yes, that is the reason why I chose it. It's just badass. It's so big. It's got like the throne on its back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this model, I fully understand why people like it. I've never been a big fan of Manicores, really. Like, I love Griffins, Hippogriffs, Manicores, and like, I don't know. I mean, Lions in general, I just don't find that cool, personally, and I don't like the wings that much. It's not my type of model. I get why people like it. I understand why you like it. It's a big centerpiece model, but not for me.
I was torn between that and the Pontifex Zenestra. I didn't put it down, but just something about like a carriage like being carried by 2 guys, or like the thing being carried by 2 people, where the guy just sits in the middle because he's like above everybody else. There's something cool about that. But no, I literally just chose this because of the big mount that she is on.
Yeah.
And then her herself is just really cool as well. Like, you're looking at the sword and stuff.
Yeah, with the throne.
Yeah, there's just a lot to it that I do very much like as well. So, what did you choose?
I chose the Iron Breakers because rock and stone. I love dwarfs. I don't like the Kharadron Overlords. I will get to that in a minute, but I love the normal, like, the Hobbit style Norse dwarves and I love the Iron Breakers with their maces and their axes, and they're just I love it.
Just that, like, when you think of a dwarf, like, this is what you think of.
Yeah, like, this is the classic dwarf.
And there's just something you just gotta love that. There's something about that you gotta love.
Yeah, like, I just want to run a whole Cities of Sigmar list that is only dwarves. Like, none of the elves, none of the humies, just dwarves.
None of the elves are humies.
Daughters of Khaine. I chose the basic one for Daughters of Khaine, the one that is like the obvious choice with his Morathi, because big snake woman. That's all. It's just, this is such a good model. Very reminiscent of Fulgrim due to the snake body. But it is on that same like scale of just giant, massive. Like, this is going to be a whole ordeal to paint and to get to look right. But yeah, I adore
And I just love the
this
hair
thing.
is also just paint, or is also just snakes as well.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, that whole Medusa thing. Like she is just Medusa. Like essentially.
That is just what she is. Yeah.
Yeah, more mythology. Love it. Absolutely love this model.
I chose the Blood Rack Shrine, which is
Uh,
essentially just like a shrine that's on a cart. Very snake-esque lady as well. um, got that. Again, it's got that like goop coming off of it, like in the other model. Anyway, sitting in the vat of blood, I think is pretty cool.
yeah.
She's just covered in it, obviously.
Yeah,
Which is
AOS has a
wild.
lot of really cool like altars for most of their factions.
And it's just a double staircase, just on some sort of chariot too, which is very funny, like very cool
Yeah,
to me.
yeah, bring it
And then
with you.
huge spear that she has as well.
Yeah,
I'm just a big weapon is big cool.
big
Again,
weapon, big cool.
going back to the big sword, big cool.
Yeah. Now we're going into the faction of everybody who looks exactly the same. The Fyreslayers.
Yeah,
Now,
I know nothing about them.
yeah, I mean they are the Slayer dwarves. So basically, they've done something that just is like bad. So they have to like redeem themselves by going out into battle and then dying, and that is the only way they could be redeemed. They
But
all
hopefully
look.
they keep living. Like they're just that good of a warrior.
Yeah, pretty much. Because
Just never redeemed.
that's the thing. Is the model I chose is Gotrek. He wants to die to because of his whole thing about being a Slayer, but he can't. So and then he also he keeps winning battles because he's just built fucking different. Like this guy is so powerful. His model too is really good on the tabletop, and yeah,
Like that huge mohawk.
yeah, and he has a huge like book series going back to the old world where is it Gotrek and Felix, and yeah, super popular character. One thing I will never understand about the Fyreslayers is why is it that every single dwarf that has to become a Fyreslayer, they instantly just get red hair.
I chose Auric Runefather on Magmadroth.
Let me guess, it's because of the mount.
Oh, dude, you guessed right.
Yeah, so tell me about this mount model.
Oh yeah, the mount. It's really cool. The model, the guy you got the Runefather on this,
The naked baby on top.
Magmadroth. Yeah. He's pretty cool. Anyways, going on to the mount, which is the centerpiece of this model.
Yeah.
It's like would you say that's like a drake of some sort?
Yeah,
Almost?
it would be kind of like the Cackodrake or whatever it was called that I picked earlier on for Chaos. It is just it's a drake. That's exactly what it is.
It's just a drake.
Yeah,
that
because
is
like
just-
there's dragons, wyverns, drakes are like this where they're drake dogs.
Mhm. I'm just a big fan of the mounts. They're really cool.
I love dude the mounts in AOS, the detail they put into them. They just grab my heart.
I'm wondering if also like this Magmadrake, or Magmadroth, I wonder if it also did something because it's all fire like the other one.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it has to redeem itself too.
Yeah, you're probably maybe that's why they work together.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, going on to the Idoneth Deepkin, which is very similar to the Fyreslayers in the fact that they are also seen as traitors and did bad stuff in the eyes of the other elves. They have some really cool models. I chose, forgive me, Eidolon of Mathlan, I think. Aspect of the Storm/Sea, because they're both very similar how these models look. I think the sea one I like more. Dude, this looks fragile. It looks big. It looks hard to paint, but damn it, is it beautiful. Like, it is a whole sea theme. He's got like a little guy swimming next to him and under him. Like, the sea model has like these fish on his right side, and on his left side he's got like a manta ray, and I love this thing, man.
And again, what is this, like almost like Poseidon-esque vibes, like.
Yeah.
I love that. I love deep sea like theme things. So
Yeah, honestly, I really love that they added this faction to the game. Just sea elves, you know. Like, I don't know, I was so used to them when we played like D&D, having sea elves and stuff. So having them added into AOS is really cool. And an honorable mention for me is I think it's like Lotan is his name or something. But it's this guy with like the scroll, and he's got an octopus hanging out behind him, and his octopus is like holding a freaking sword and a mace and stuff. And it's like, I don't know, it kind of. Unfortunately, he's kind of giving me the deep vibes, but he's still pretty cool.
I chose Volturnos, High King of the Deep. I just love the way his like. What is that thing on his back? Like that, like almost sea coral like esque thing was just really cool to me. And then like the Pegasus seahorse he's on is just really cool as well.
His mount's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I think I like mounts more than I like characters.
I also agree.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out. We love like we're big animal lovers here.
Yeah, we're animal lovers here. You know,
That's the big one, is what we've come to find out.
Yeah, turns out. So going into something that isn't as much of an animal is going to be the Kharadron Overlords. I don't like the Kharadron Overlords very much, which is really weird for me because I love dwarves. I love dwarves a lot. These give me more of like gnome vibes in the aspect that they're steampunk, which I know a lot. Like depending on the fantasy, you're gonna get a mix up between the gnomes being steampunk or the dwarves being steampunk. They're kind of interchangeable. I don't know why they do this to the little short guys and just making them both one of the two things. But Kharadron Overlords, I normally would love them, but because we have the normal dwarves who I just like more, I don't like these guys as much. But talk about that, I did just choose the basic Argonaut company, specifically the guy with the minigun, because that's cool.
Is that why you chose it?
I really like his minigun, honestly.
All right,
like,
it's the mount. It's essentially the mount.
It's essentially the mount, the minigun. Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to say I hate the Kharadron Overlords. I would happily have a Kharadron Overlords army, but I just like the normal dwarves more. But these guys are still pretty cool, especially when I look at this guy with the minigun. That's pretty fucking dope, all right? But
I chose Brock Grungson, Lord Magnet of Barak Nar. Or just Brock Grungson for the short. And I chose him because of the mount. I'm just kidding. No, I love the way his like armor looks, and like how his armor has like a built-in like mustache and beard on it, and I thought that was really funny.
He looks like a politician ad, like a 18 late 1800s
hat on him.
Yeah,
like
a Thomas
guns and cannons.
He looks like a Thomas Durant kind of guy. Like,
I agree. And I also love the fact that he's a chainsword, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, you're right. He does straight up have a chainsword.
Yeah, let's bring that back.
Yeah. They're just the Votan. They're just they are what leads into 40Ks.
Yeah, that's what you gotta think.
Yeah. Moving on to basically the opposite is the Lumuneth Realm-Lords.
I love the way that this guy looks. I chose his name is Severeth, Lord of the Seventh Wind. I like the goat like helmet he's got going on, like almost giving me like I don't even know if it's a goat. It might be like a cat or like a fox or something. You
I
know,
wonder
gives
if
you
it's
that.
like the kangaroo horses things that they ride because he also has like normal like
Oh yeah,
pod feet.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, that definitely makes more sense. Um, but I just loved like what he was also like, and like it looks like he like jumped up and like he's got these like frills and like what are they called? Like banners almost flying off of him as well. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, he gives me like ancient Chinese romance
That's what I was
era.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We definitely need to do an episode on the historical influences of each faction. I really want to do that.
I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, like I just want to deep dive because I like deep dive us into the lore and just go hardcore on like every faction. Like, it's going to take me a minute before I get that episode ready because I'm going to do a lot of research on it, but it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Because I know a lot about like actual history too, so I like looking into
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, so I think that I definitely really want to do that as an episode. Um, what did I choose? Oh yeah, speaking of the kangaroo horses, I
Mounts.
mounts. I chose this one for the mount.
Really?
Yes.
What did you choose?
The Harukan wind charges. Oh yeah. Here's the image. I chose them because of the kangaroo horses. Like that's the only reason why. Like I was going to choose something else. I don't know. I do like the archers and stuff. They're cool. But these guys riding these kangaroo horse things, they kind of look like uh what is it, Persephalosaurus or something? Like the very first dinosaur you get in Ark.
Oh yeah, like a Parasaurus.
Yeah, yeah, just Parasaurus. That's what it is. Okay, it's
I
been a
believe
minute.
so.
Yeah,
I,
that something. I don't know. I love these guys. I don't know. They're
I love
like
the mounts a lot.
Gallimimus. There you go. Let's go with that.
Gallimimus, yeah, there you go.
Gallimimus. Yeah, they look like Gallimimus. I love these guys. Oh my god, mounts, mounts, mounts.
And then you look at that guy's flag in the back, and it's got like a fox on it too.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, animals for animal lovers.
animals,
Here.
animals. I chose the Seraphon, and I chose
That's what you
the
chose for the next one.
yeah. So, going for the Seraphon, I chose Skink Oracle on Troglodon. Give you one guess.
I bet you won't guess why you chose that, huh?
Yeah. It's because of the mount. It's because of the mount. Now, granted, I love skinks. They're so funny. But the Troglodon is the coolest freaking model. I love it. The Seraphon are my favorite army. I love dinosaurs. I love this guy. He's blind. He shoots acid. He's got a big funny tongue. He's got these double tails and his fin. Kind of like the freaking old Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus.
I guess it's around his back too.
Yeah, that guy, yeah, the skink dude, yeah, he exists, but we don't care about him, honestly.
Yeah, we're the Troglodon.
Yeah, we're here for the Troglodon. Damn, love this guy.
I wanted to throw in old Forge World models, but I wasn't sure if we were allowed to do that.
Depends on the model. I was thinking about, I mean, if you want to do an honorable mention or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
well, I'll give you the one I chose. I chose Lord Croak
Of course.
because he's just badass.
He's the
very
guy.
strong. He's extremely strong in my, like lore wise.
Oh, yeah.
He just he's got that. He's like a frog, obviously croak. You know.
And he did croak.
He did. Yeah, he did die.
I say he's a mummy.
He did die. That is something that did happen. Can he actually die though?
Yeah. I mean, he's been, like, awakened.
Okay. I also just like on this. I love how there's just a plants growing around him on his like altar that he's on.
Yeah, he's got his little skink guy guardian there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool model. I'm excited to paint this when I get him.
Very detailed, and I love that. I love detailed models.
Uh,
I really wanted to choose this Forge World model, but again, wasn't sure if we were gonna do that. So as an honorable mention, I chose the Dread Saurion.
Yes! I knew you were gonna say that.
Selby Dinosaur.
He is the mount. He's not a mount. There's nothing riding him. He just is, and he is so cool.
It's just so cool.
It's massive. I really want to
shoot him. He's not a mount. Hey, it's fine. I can say that.
Yeah, he is not a mount.
We're good here.
Granted, if you play Total War, he can be a mount, but that's not what this is. He is not a mount.
Not a mount in this situation.
Hey, comment down below what your favorite mount is, alright?
I just love the T-Rex vibe he gives off.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, there's like more, popular culture, but like the Jurassic World, like Indominus Rex, it gives off that vibe. Like a mixture of like a raptor and like a T-Rex.
Yeah, he just gives me like the vibe of like walking with dinosaurs. I cannot remember the name of the guy, so honestly, I'm just going to throw up a clip of the episode real quick to represent it. But yeah, I don't think he looks like a T-Rex per se because he's on all fours.
Postosuchus.
Postosuchus, which I think means
he
might be a crocodile from the past, because sucus is something that they use for crocodile terms, like
the Dinosuchus and
yeah. So yeah, Postosuchus, love this guy. He was in Walking with Dinosaurs. I've seen this episode so many times growing up, and the Dreadsaurian looks exactly like that.
Yeah, dude, he loves dinosaurs. He loves mounts.
Yeah, I love mounts.
He's a big animal lover.
STormcast Eternals.
My only armory at the moment that's fully built.
Yeah, that's true. Not fully painted, of course.
Of course not.
But
yeah.
So, with it being your army, will you do the honors and let us know what your model is?
Yeah. I'm just looking at your model that you chose.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I chose the Celestant Prime. I chose the Celestant Prime because something about, like, I love the big ass, like, radiant wings with the golden flames. Isn't that not badass?
That feels very like Blood Angel Dante, but probably just because of the gold armor. But that's a cool model. Oh my god, look! Oh my god, yeah, I love the star pattern that they painted on this one. From the spot they're levitating from with the magic, like space, the realms, like that. That is cool.
And to be completely honest, like, this looks like it should be the Supreme Commander. Like, it looks cooler than Yinjasa, in my opinion.
Honestly, yeah. Like, this thing is crazy. Like, this is the model. Like, get Yinjasa out of here.
Yeah, this is just way fucking cooler looking.
Yeah.
What did you choose?
What did I choose for the STormcast Eternals? The model range with the most models and so many cool options and like dragons and stuff. I chose the Gryph-hounds, man.
Yeah.
I love Gryph-hounds. 250 Gryph-hounds. That's all I need in my army. They're just cute little guys. I don't know, man. I love them. They're just cute little fellas. Just look at it. Just look at them. I don't need to say more.
They're like little mounts.
They're only mounts. They're little mounts. I didn't connect that till now. Hey, we're just animal lovers, man.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'd say so. I will say, my Stormcast is I did choose the Gryph-hounds. I did choose as a backup, as an honorable mention, the Drake Swarm Templar, because of the mount is a dragon.
Yep.
Yeah. We got the Slvaneth. Yeah.
Slvaneth, yeah.
Slvaneth.
What did you choose? for this one?
So I chose a backup because the one you chose is the one I actually like the most.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. But I chose the Lady of Vines. She is cool. She's a really cool model. I think she's like stepping on a orc or something. I don't know, like a step on me, mommy. But it's like she.
Yeah, I agree.
She is. She's freaking Dr. Octopus coated, like with a like forward arms coming out. Like she's a really cool model. Honestly, I do really like her. I like yours more.
I also like the vine like coat she's wearing, like
Her cape.
Cape, yeah.
Yeah. I was just looking at that. It's got dragonfly on her model too. I like that. You know, the little mount.
And essentially, she's using that orc as a mount. If you think about it.
So tell me about your final model.
I chose the Tree Lord Ancient.
Yeah.
Just something about like ints and stuff like that, you know.
Dude, they're so cool. I would have chose any of the Tree Lord, any of the models that they have. I would have chose at the top.
100%. I'm just like big tree, you know. Yeah, honestly, any of them would have worked. They're all very cool.
Yeah, I do really like this one with his staff, and he's got like that owl on his shoulder and his big beard.
And those are obviously like branches, but like they look like they might just be horns. Honestly, no clue. Like that deer-esque horn going on.
Yeah, his like deer antlers that he's got. Yeah, there's something below him. I think that's a snake. It's
that little like.
That
bird thing.
Is it the worm thing below him?
It's like a little fucking worm below him, and then like on his legs he's got this four-winged thing flying. Just little guys, and then the owl on his shoulder.
He looks like every time I pick this up, it would be like a leaf just crunching in my hands, falling apart.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Going off any of the is basically the skeleton models. For Soulblight, or for the Soulblight.
Yeah.
But this is the Slvaneth version. So.
Yeah.
There's all the little bits that'll just break off.
All right, so that has concluded Madness. This for some reason recording has gone on for like 2 hours. I'm sure I will cut this down significantly. This was fun. I enjoyed going through all of the AOS models and finding out which ones I like from each faction, and really just looking at every faction's model. Once again, thank you all for watching that last episode and subscribing. And like I said, I messed the audio up bad, so the fact that you guys tolerated that, I'm very thankful. I'm thankful for the comments. If you made it this far, go down in the comments and tell me what your favorite model is, what your favorite mount is, because I do read all of the comments, and I would love to see that. And make sure you subscribe. Don't forget, all right? We had a lot of people watch through the whole video, and they didn't subscribe. And if you don't subscribe, you're not going to see the new episodes.
Yeah, and give a thumbs up if you're an animal lover.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all from us. Bye.
See ya.